IHMS.
The school's been around for 3 decades, give or take. This was actually done in the generation of my great-grandfather. So the idea came to fruition from him and his peers, and it was my grandfather, Baba Rashid Ahmed, rahmatullah alayh, however, there has been an accrued tax lien with interest and fees tacked onto that. So the license for the school has been suspended until this tax lien can be paid. The best way I can put it is so the efforts and the sacrifices of our awach, of our babach, is not left in vain. Imagine if they were to exit their graves and look at us and say, you haven't.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to IHMS. I'm your host, Eman Jamei, and today I have the privilege of being joined by Sheikh Nadim, who will be talking to us about the Makanisa Abadir School and Masjid project in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, a project that's near and dear to his heart. Thank you for joining us, Sheikh Nadim.
Alaikum salam. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so Sheikh Nadim, today we're here to talk about the Abadir school in Makanisa, and they are doing well. Before we get to that, could you tell us a little bit about the project that's going on to help fundraise for them?
Sure. Yeah, I'll keep it very simple. The Abadir Masjid and School got established about 50 years ago, first as a masjid, later on as a school. The school's been around for 3 decades, give or take. This was actually done in the generation of my great-grandfather. So the idea came to fruition from him and his peers, and it was my grandfather, Baba Rashid Ahmed, rahmatullah alayh. Him and his peers, they were the foundation of making sure this school ran. So this was not a bunch of wealthy tycoons. This was just middle-class Hararis in Addis Ababa who were from the diaspora of Harar. So these were middle-class people funding the school, making sure it would open up. It started as one classroom or one room, but then the local embassies right next door, from the Libyan to the Sudanese, you name it, they made that one room into a full-blown mosque relatively quickly. So that support, that generosity was a cornerstone for the establishment of Abadir School. Unfortunately, there has been a tax lien on the building due to a technicality, for full disclosure, on how it was structured from a nonprofit. It wasn't written properly. It has been changed now, but however, there has been an accrued tax lien with interest and fees tacked onto that. So the license for the school has been suspended until this tax lien can be paid. So the fundraiser and the GoFundMe you guys may be circulating is to help pay off that tax lien, but also to meet the government standards, which could be, having, technology like laptops or tablets, appropriate furniture for the school, etc. So that is just, in a nutshell, what is going on with the school.
Okay, so you mentioned a tax lien that was put on the school. Last I heard, the amount was approximately 20 million bir in Ethiopian money. So, are you confident that this is something that can be taken care of with this fundraiser that we guys are setting up?
Well, 20 million sounds like a big number to us Americans. So that is approximately, I want to say 120,000 USD. If I wasn't confident, I wouldn't be here, because by the grace of God, us Hararis in Europe, United States, Australia, Canada, he has made us feel very wealthy. We have become very wealthy. It may not feel like that with the economy, but in comparison to what we have accomplished as an ethnic group, if you just think about Hararis, we are in every Fortune 500 company you can think of. We have Hadaris who are CEOs, vice presidents, people who have went to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, people who have surpassed any expectation of an immigrant community coming to America. And that is on the shoulders of our Awach. So if we can afford, nice cars, nice houses, and by the way, there's no shame in having these things, luxury vacations. I think if everyone has a communal mindset, again, not putting out a number, but thinking if we all can collectively contribute to this school, that was a foundation of us being where we are, then I think as Hutters, we can reach that number. We have, I don't want to mention names now because I might forget one name and then, I don't want to upset anybody, but we have a lot of people on the forefront with our fundraiser coming up in the next few days. Where they're going to be very, prolific in their speaking, whether it be in Arabic and Harari and Amharic and in English. And that's why I'm here to plead with my fellow Americans, Canadians, Europeans, Australians, because God has just been too gracious to us. For us to watch a whole Islamic school established by Hadaris, mind you, it was one of the top schools in the area, in the region, to let it fall through just to a small clerical mistake of paperwork, and consequently it gets seized by the government. I don't know how we'd be able to answer that on Judgment Day. So it's a big amana, but it's an easy lift for us.
Correct. Now, I know earlier you had mentioned that you had personal ties to this school, but could you explain to people watching why it's important for not only those in Harar or in Addis or in Ethiopia, but those in the diaspora to get involved and help out in this matter?
Because every ethnic group you see around us in America, they are proud of where they come from. This is not just a cultural pride. This is a sacred trust of our religion. When you see someone struggling, when you see someone without, and you're able to help, that's the key difference here. It's one thing if as a nation, as an ethnic group, we are unable to help. But when we are flourishing in wealth and a number of 120,000, I mean, again, we have millionaires and multimillionaires and 100,000aires and middle-class folks who are just very generous. It is incumbent that we come together. The best way I can put it is so the efforts and the sacrifices of our Awach, of our Babach, is not left in vain. Imagine if they were to exit their graves and look at us and say, you have a Mercedes, you have a 3,000 square foot plus house, you have full scholarship, you have food delivered to your house through Uber Eats, which, behooves them if they were to see that. But you couldn't save an Islamic school, not just a school of Islamic education, but of secular education with just $1,000, which equates to $90 a month, give or take. I don't know how I could face my grandfather if he was alive today, saying, hey, just booked yet another trip to this international, great country, but I can't help the school that you paid out of your salary weekly to make sure it maintained and it flourished. And who knows, would we still be Muslim today if it wasn't for the Islamic development of that place? I mean, so many scholars and engineers and doctors, I mean, they all contributed to the honor and the legacy of our people. So if I could plead it in one sentence, I would say the wealthy of our community and the middle class, historically, they never forgot that it was thanks to God that we had our endowments, our sustenance. And they showed that gratitude by being very open-handed with their wealth.
And one thing that you said really struck me is that, we do have many people within our community that are able to give. And I know sometimes it feels like, especially in this economy, like you said, it may not feel like you can give as much as you would like. But for those that can't give, is there something else that they can do? I know it's social media, the power of social media, even getting the word out there is a big help, right?
Yeah, sharing. I mean, sharing links, reposting it. If you can't do that, because some people don't like to be on social media, a sincere 3-minute prayer, like bow your head in the darkness of the night when no one is distracting you and pray for the success if you genuinely don't have it. We're not asking anyone to sell your possessions to, make sure this thing comes into fruition. But a small sacrifice is a testament to our character. So if that means I go this month without eating out, right? God Hangur is a very big thing our moms always push, just eat at home. Then can I do it? If that means that I put it on a interest-free credit card, so I have 12 months or 24 months to pay it off. Yani being creative, because when it comes to our shahawat, yani our base desires, what we want, we put it on Klarna, we put it on a credit card, we borrow money from a friend. So being creative in your generosity, I can't stress that enough, because our beloved Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam, which by the way we should not be shy to cite him. Uh, he taught us what? Generosity does not decrease wealth. That is a trick of Satan the accursed. And if any of us can think of to a time where we gave a little more than we were comfortable with, I ask you, and I want to ask myself, did we become poor? Did we miss out as a result? No, it's all in the mind.
That is true. And did I hear that you actually went to the Abadir Masjid in school
Yeah, I
briefly,
was there.
even if it is briefly?
A solid, several months in 1997. So,
MashaAllah.
yeah, interesting time I had there. It was walking distance from Baba Abdul Rashid's house. So, I still have memories of it. The roll call, if you will. What do they call it? The Pledge of Allegiance in the schoolyard. I remember it very vividly. So, yeah, I was
Uh-huh.
there. But this is not a biased, sentimental cry. I would do this for any other ethnic group. And, a lot of Hadaris, as I've seen, we have been so supportive of different ethnic groups, but we should have a healthy level of pride with our people and our legacy, not just help every GoFundMe that has everything to do aside from us. And then when a GoFundMe from our people comes about, which is not very often, despite the donation or charity burnout we may feel online, I think this is a worthy cause, because they do have a track record of success. This isn't some gimmick. This isn't some new bright idea someone came up with during Raha or Bircha time. This is something that's been around for 4 generations. And again, I can't stress enough, a generation like us that is swimming in wealth can't come up with $120,000, but I know some of us are driving $120,000 cars. So, again, if I'm making anyone feel guilty, that's a good thing. This is a good kind of guilt, a good kind of peer pressure. And I start with myself when I say that as well.
Okay, so are you able to share when the meeting is? Is this open to the public? How can people get involved?
There is a Zoom link. I'm sure it can be added right below right here. I don't have the
We will
link.
add the Zoom link, and I know that
Yes,
there is a GoFundMe that we will also add. It's a QR code that
outstanding.
anybody can scan and join. So it is open to everybody and anybody, correct?
Correct. Anyone can join. We accept anyone who loves humanitarianism and philanthropy, or just wants to hear the message and the history of the school. That might be what it needs to inspire you. I mean, I hope I did some good service by giving a high level overview of the school. But that meeting, I don't want to call it a meeting, but that fundraiser on Zoom can expound upon it more better than I could have.
Thank you, Nadim. I really appreciate it. And what we're going to do at the end of this interview is we're going to put all the details for the Zoom, which is this Sunday, August 23rd. The time is going to be 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which translates to approximately 8:30 p.m. in Ethiopia. So it's open to everybody. We encourage everybody to join and contribute and help get this tax lien removed, so that the project and the school can continue for perhaps another 50 years, and just like you've benefited from it, I'm pretty sure that there will be, inshallah, many more children who can benefit from the school. We also have a GoFundMe account that you can also contribute to. We'll have that at the end of the Zoom link. And I appreciate you, Sheikh Nadim, for coming on and letting those who may not have been aware of what's really been going on with the school, and allowing those who can open their hearts and their wallets to, inshallah, help alleviate some, if not all, some of it. I do believe, though, as of Friday, there was only approximately 20,000 Canadian dollars that has been collected so far. Am I correct?
No, the limit on GoFundMe is 20,000 Canadian,
Okay.
which translates to about 15,000 US.
Oh, so for GoFundMe, it's 20,000 Canadian. Okay. So, I mean, we do have a long way to go, but inshallah, when we have this Zoom link and when we have this Zoom meeting, inshallah, you guys will be able to donate, and inshallah, see you guys there. Thank you so much, Sheikh Nadim. I appreciate your time.
Testies and one final comment, 120,000 US dollars, just to break it down. That's 120 Hararis donating $1,000. So we can do that.
The math is mathing. So
That's
inshallah, that's what they say. So inshallah, yeah, if we can get 100 Hararis to donate $1,000, 120, what? 3, 2, 1. Let's try that again. What was the math? 120 Hararis to donate $1,000. Yeah, that's all that's needed. So inshallah, they'll be able to hit and surpass their goal.
Inshallah. Allahu Akbar.
Okay, thank you so much, Sheikh Nadim, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi
wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. Thank you so much.
IHMS